Happy holidays, everyone. This is Amy, the Mystic Rose Tarot. I have two readings on my website. I have Wheel of the Year readings, which I normally do around this time of the year. And I want to offer these two readings, these two sets of readings to everyone. And so right now, my Wheel of the Year readings are at 20% off. And that discount has already started. It goes until the end of January. And so I want to give an example. I'm going to do a demo and but explain how I do an astrological reading. Now, it does involve the 12 signs, but what I have here is to further deepen the reading is each of the cards here, each of the signs, and this is Heavenly Bodies. It's an Oracle Astrological deck by Lily Ashwell, which visually and reading-wise is a wonderful deck for me. The imagery is light, as you can see, and that lightness allows me to focus more on the energy and the messages that I pick up with these cards. So it works very well for me. So with these cards here, what I've done is I've broken up the 12 signs to also show which house they rule. There are 12 houses, 12 signs. And then above it, I have the planets. Okay. Now, there are some cards here that I don't have the planets in because those planets are doubly ruled. So Virgo is ruled by Mercury. I don't have another Mercury card for this deck. So I placed it with its primary ruler in the sign of Gemini. And Libra is ruled by Venus, but I put it in the primary sign of Taurus because Taurus is earthy. It is connected to the material realm, things that involve the 12 senses. The relationship with Libra and Venus goes more into the relationship, how they interact with people, friends, co-workers, so on and so forth. Then Scorpio is doubly ruled like Mars and Pluto. So with these here, what I've done is when I do a 12 sign reading, I include these houses because it shows the characteristics of the sign and how those characteristics influence the house that they are residing in. Okay, house 12 is ruled by Pisces. Pisces is a sign of I always use the word subconscious. They are one of the more mysterious signs in astrology. And because of that mysteriousness, like you think you know someone, but you really don't, they are ruled by Neptune. But they are also ruled by Jupiter. But that planetary placement I put into the sign of Sagittarius because that is its primary planetary ruler. So with these cards here, the way I would do a reading is I would basically have it set up like this. Okay. And so since we are in the month of Sagittarius, and these readings, by the way, because I have lightly mentioned about reading sidereal astrology where the dates are different in sidereal astrology versus Western astrology. This reading here that I have, or that I will be doing, is set up for Western astrology. So it's set up with the dates that a lot of people associate Western astrology, like with Sagittarius. It's November 22nd to December 21st, give or take a day. And what I mean by that is every 2 to 3 years, and I have to see for next year, the signs will either move forward or move backwards or stay where they are by a day. So, for instance, Sagittarius could be for next year, maybe November 21st instead of the 22nd, which moves the December date to either the 20th or the 21st. Winter solstice, as you know, also changes its date. Winter solstice is the date where the sun moves into Capricorn. So take a look at your calendars if you have an astrological calendar, and just see, or if not, just see where the winter solstice starts, because you may notice every few years it does either stay where it is or it goes forward or a little bit backwards, or a day backwards. So in doing these readings, it's not as comprehensive as it looks, because it would be a general overview for those months. Like, what is the primary energy? What's the primary focus for each of those months? So the way to sort out a deck, and you don't have to have an astrology deck like this that I have here, where the signs, planets, houses, and transits are all in this deck, in particular the heavenly bodies. But I want to use this as a demo so you could see the rulership of the houses and the planets for each of these signs. Okay, that Scorpio is the 8th house, again for Pluto. Virgo by Mercury. Leo is ruled by the Sun, and it's in the 5th house. The 5th house rules how we express ourselves, what motivates us, what drives us. It shows where we place our creativity and how we do it. It also shows how we interact with children, and that also includes our inner child. So that's what I'm saying. The houses are very important when it comes to doing, especially an astrological tarot reading. The moon is with Cancer, and that's ruled by the 4th house. I want to move the card so you could see it. And so Cancer deals with nurturing, caring, and in that 4th house, which is ruled by the moon, we are seeing an emphasis on family, our roots, like deep down emotionally, what makes us who we are, but at an emotional level. Here in the States and also globally, we are mixed. A lot of us are mixed. We have different backgrounds, whether it's European or it's from other countries, from the Caribbean to Africa to Australia to Mongolia. We all have different kinds of mixes. And so when we look at these roots that we have, again, I'm talking about Cancer, but more the 4th house, it's emotionally, how do we feel based on our background, how we were raised. Gemini deals with, in the 3rd house, deals with communication, how we communicate with each other in a work environment, also in a relationship. All of that is important with Gemini. That's what motivates them. It's all about connecting with people. So Taurus, 2nd house. I'll just go through this very quickly. Taurus is the 2nd house, so we're looking at things. Again, as I mentioned, that are tactile. It's ruled by Venus, so things that are of comfort and that is of value for Taurus. It doesn't have to be monetarily, but it can involve different forms of security, how we feel about ourselves. The way that we feel about ourselves with Taurus involves what surrounds their environment, what makes them feel comfortable, what expresses that self-worth. Aries, the 1st house. Okay, the 1st house is how we appear to each other. We know our sun sign, we know our moon sign. But Aries is the first house. So when you speak to people and you sort of feel like, God, I wonder if this person is more of an extrovert, likes to get things done, really likes to take charge of things and just go. That expresses the first house. Okay, you're ready, you're confident. It's how you see things, how you take things in life. So it's how we move, how people see that on the outside. It's very important. Pisces, 12th house, that's secrets. That's involving a lot of inner work. We have a lot of karma. We have healing. This is a lot of stuff that deals when looking within yourself and what's the best means to handle some of these deep-rooted feelings and maybe situations and experiences you've had in life. That rules the 12th house. Again, that's Neptune. Aries is Mars. Venus with Taurus. Aquarius, 11th house. Okay. Uranus. Uranus is an air sign. Uranus is a form of expansion, but this kind of expansion comes very quick. And so Uranus gets assigned to things like technology, to things that relate to society at a global level. And that's what Aquarius is all about. It mentally likes to put its focus on humanity. What can an Aquarius do to the better interest of everyone? The Aquariuses are ones that you would see being vocal, that will stand up for something they strongly believe in. Hence why they are sometimes considered to be a rebel. House 11 is community. This is very important for Aquarius. Global community, social community, friends friends that understand the way Aquarius sees things. Aquarius always tends to think out of the box, and so they tend to be they could be seen as visionaries because of that. Capricorn, 10th house. It's ruled by Saturn. Aquarius is also ruled by Saturn as its second planetary rulership, but I place Uranus with Aquarius because of that that innovative way of saying things, changing things very quickly. Saturn is more of discipline. And we have the 10th house, which deals with ambition, deals with how we want to approach things in life, our career, what is our goal. 10th house is all goal, all ambition, what motivates us in a successful manner, what do we want to achieve. And that's Capricorn. Capricorn is a hard-working sign. Not that all the other signs aren't, but Capricorn in particular tends to be harder on themselves when it comes to work. They'll put in those extra hours because they firmly believe in what they're working on is going to be of success for whoever they're working with or for themselves. Saturn's that disciplinary, putting limitations on themselves. Very important here. So that's Saturn, 10th house of Capricorn. Sagittarius, where we are right now, Jupiter. Jupiter's expansion, it's fire. So we have fire and Sagittarius fire sign. So we have a lot of movement. They're the explorers. They are the adventurers. They rule the 9th house. Okay. And the 9th house is, and I'm sorry I'm not showing all these cards, is through their experience of travel and moving. If they are open to it, Sagittarius begins to discover parts of themselves. It's like they want to further understand who they are by different experiences, being in different places. Sagittarius cannot be in one place for too long. They need to move. They need to experience different things, and that's what keeps that understanding and that growth and that need to find answers moving with Sagittarius. Sagittarius has the bow and arrow, right? So we got the bow, we got the arrow inside the bow. If they feel something's driving them, they'll go right to it because they know that there's something that has to be experienced from that calling, from that feeling that they're getting, that drive. I shouldn't say feeling. Sagittarius goes with drive. It's what's motivating them. And it doesn't come from an emotional place. It's coming from this fiery enthusiasm that they're like, yeah, let's check this out. This is going to be really good. So these are the rulerships. The sun, I forgot to say, with Leo deals with vitality and creativity and self-expression. So these are the houses and the planets and the signs. So when I do this reading astrologically, I may do it like this, but this is just one example. So I don't want people to get concerned or put off that if they see this, they're like, oh my God, this reading is going to be really complicated. It's not meant to be. It's just meant to put a focus on what you want to do into the new year. Okay, and then we just break it down into the signs. Okay, so like we're going to be moving to Capricorn, so I would pull a card for Capricorn, and we would discuss that energy with the deck that I'm working with. So I will be working with 2 decks. This will be my primary deck, the Heavenly Bodies, to set the tone for the reading, and then the deck that I have here that I'm going to just pull some cards from is a deck that's very simple. You don't want a deck that already has astrology, like a tarot deck that has maybe the astrological decans, because that's going to throw things off. So if you do work with a deck that has a decan series in it, and the decans are the minor arcana, where they're broken up by their suits, wands, cups, swords, pentacles, earth, air, fire, water. It may throw the balance off. Again, we're just working with the astrological signs that are set for the Western astrology or sidereal astrology, if you do decide to read like that, and just pull a card for each of those months. Because even though it's going to be one card from each one card for each astrological sign, me personally, I can tell you a whole story with just 1 or 2 cards. And so that's what's unique, at least for me, to do these readings, these Wheel of the Year readings for individuals, because I can pull a lot of information. It goes empathically, it goes energy-wise, and it goes by the guides that I get here. So let's go here for Sagittarius, okay, since we're almost done. Okay, oh yeah, so before I start reading, find a deck that's simple, something that, if it does have an astrological, like if there's a card that you pick and it says strength and it has the symbol for Leo, like this deck that I'm working with, that's totally fine. Or a deck that's like RWS, but something that just doesn't have the decans, okay, because then that'll just complicate the reading a bit more. So this deck that I'm working with has the signs and planetary placement, and it's a wonderful deck. I have not worked with it in a while, so I've been bringing it out, and I want to start reading with it a little bit when I go out to do readings in person for people. Okay, so here we go. I'm shuffling. The deck I'm going to be working with for this is the Lamina Tarot. Okay, so again, this is going to be 1 card for each month. Okay, so this is an example. It's not the way that things are going to be set. So let's just go ahead and just do a general reading, very quick. Okay. I'm going to shuffle again. Whenever I say shuffle again, I always shuffle twice. Okay, here we go. All right, so this is for Sagittarius. Okay. These are being all pulled. I want you to see what I'm doing here. I'm running out of space. We'll go here. So again, I'm just pulling from the top. And sometimes, you know, planetary-wise, I may feel more of the sign itself will be speaking to me. Okay, so these cards are pulled where there's no question being asked. Okay, again, this is just an example of how I would do this reading. Okay, so again, if you're just coming in and watching this, this is an astrological Wheel of the Year reading, which I have now on sale, 20% off, and it's currently on sale, and these are readings that will start for 2024. So if you buy a reading now, ideally it's good to use it within the first month of the new year. But if you can't do it, what I would do is, let's say you buy the reading and you want to start in March. And whatever day I do the reading, if it falls on the Aquarius side of March, then I would start with Aquarius. If it falls on the Pisces side of March, then I would start with Pisces, and then go Pisces, Aries, Taurus, so on and so forth. Okay, and apologies for this being cut off. This camera has a fixed lens, so I can't really zoom in and out. But let's do this really quick, okay? Okay, so we are in Sagittarius 2023. Okay, got the Death card there. Okay, Two of Swords. Interesting. Okay. So let's just talk about these two. I know I say quick, but I can't really rush through a tarot reading of any sort, even if it's supposed to be a demo. But here we go. So with the month of Sagittarius, the 9th house, we're talking about spiritual understanding of oneself. This is, and Jupiter, this is wonderful because it does precede, this card, Death, precedes the sign of Sagittarius, which is Scorpio. So Death is just right there and then. We're looking at letting go, creating space, things that no longer serve us. Scorpio, I want to say, finds the beauty in death, but it's not like dying and we're sad. It's dying that we need to let go. They're looking forward to it because they want to release anything that has not been of great service for them, or that hasn't been of any desire for them. So with Sagittarius, this is something that should be embraced during the month of Sagittarius. Okay, we're talking about spiritual awakenings, self-exploration. This is very important for Sagittarius. Okay. This is the energy that you would put in for that month. Okay. Capricorn, the same here. So I'm going to speed read through this. Capricorn, we got the Two of Swords, so that's air and earth. And so we're looking at balancing different opinions. Capricorn, again, is dealing with work and structure and self-discipline. So here we're looking at two different sides of a situation. There could be a challenge coming in during the month of Capricorn, but Saturn will come in and guide that energy for Capricorn, because it needs to have that understanding to see both sides of a situation. And Capricorn is a cardinal sign. Cardinal signs initiate the first season um, of every year. Aries does spring, Cancer does summer. Those are all cardinal signs. And Capricorn being earth. So the Two of Swords of trying to balance two different points of view is very important, because they need to understand, and without that understanding and that clarity, it's going to hold Capricorn back. Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands for Aquarius. So this moves this energy, because we have air here, but this moves this energy of Aquarius and Uranus in the 11th house when it comes to dealing with community and whatnot. We're looking at this inspiration, but the inspiration is now turning into action. Okay, so during the month of Aquarius, we're looking at the ideas and everything that we've been seeing about the world, the community. We start taking action. We start getting more involved, not so much about expressing our ideals, but doing something about it. We're putting it into action. Getting a group of people together, finding people that are like-minded. So this is a very good card for Aquarius. 8 of Pentacles for Pisces, earth and water in the 12th house. 8 of Pentacles. So here we are looking at everything that has been created so far. Pisces is also a creative sign, but their creativity comes from a deep place. It comes from a place that reveals some deep layers of that sign. And this is again in the month of Pisces. And this 8 of Pentacles is just a moment to kind of reflect on and just look at what's been done, what has been created. Okay, we have the moth. The moth is of transformation. And this is great too for Pisces, because this will allow Pisces to, any shape-shifting that was done in this time of looking back at and going into the deeper layers of whatever they've been working on, whether it's themselves or a project. This will give them a moment just to kind of look at what's been manifesting. Okay, not manifested, but what is manifesting. Pisces is a mutable sign, so is Sagittarius. Mutable means things are always in transition, things are moving, they need to go with the flow. That energy they could put into their work, so they need to stop and take a moment and see what's been created so far. 5 of Cups in Aries. So this is something that is of matters of the heart. So this is water and fire. Okay, these kind of go against each other. Okay, and this takes Aries, the month of Aries. If there is something that has shuttered you emotionally, this is a time to just stop and really feel. Aries, all the fire signs are go-getters. They keep moving. They keep moving. They don't take time to really assess and assimilate what shifts may be happening. That goes into signs like the fixed signs. The cardinal signs get things going, and as things are shape-shifting, that's where the fixed signs come in. So with our 5 of Cups here, there's some issues, emotion that may need to be brought to the attention. It may challenge you. It may aggress you in a way that it's something that you just don't want to deal with, but you have to, because it is going to be a problem if it's not assessed. Okay, we have ribbons that are lined around these cups. Okay, so there's something that is being bound. We have our crow, our raven here. They are the messenger. They are telling us that all of this that's been going on needs to be tended to. You're putting a lot of energy into things, but you have to see what's been happening. Wow, 5 of Pentacles in the sign of Taurus. Pentacles is earth. So here we are looking at, during the month of Taurus, we are looking at a lot of investments, or some forms of investments that that haven't gone in the direction as set, or investments that you thought were good and they didn't work out the way that they did. So be careful in the month of Taurus for this. Okay, this could also relate to health as well. Okay, so this is really important. You know, when we start seeing things like this, 5s are the cards of struggles and challenges that may come to you depending on which suit it's in. Gemini, I got the Maiden of Swords. Okay, so this is the beginnings for Gemini, and this is a good placement for this card. We start seeing the way that we've been communicating, but now to take a different perspective. Maybe change the way that we've normally been expressing our words, or the way that we have been interacting with people. Gemini is a mutable sign. It's an air sign. It's ruled by Mercury. So with this sign here is, excuse me, we are seeing a new way of expressing our thoughts. Experiences that we've been having so far, we're starting to see results. But now we need to change things up a little bit. Okay. Always ask questions. That's what comes to me with Gemini. Always ask questions. Okay, Cancer. High Priestess. Okay, again, this is an example of one of my Astrological Wheel of the Year readings. Okay, so if anyone's watching this, well, I know someone's watching this, but for those who are watching this, you may want to take notes, because maybe this could apply to you in certain aspects. So with Cancer, the High Priestess, what do we know about the High Priestess? High Priestess is the one who is the intuitive, the one who is connected to the deeper feelings that we have. It's different from what Pisces has. Pisces uses the subconscious as a form of self-revealing, of secrets, holding all that stuff in, but at a deep level, and working through it in their own way. Cancer here is now taking the experience that they've had with their feelings, their spirituality, and taking it and applying it to others. It's sharing that knowledge, but not giving them the answer. Okay, the High Priestess gets referred to as the holder of the key of secrets. Okay, she is a guide. This energy is a guide, but it doesn't necessarily have to reveal those secrets. That's for you to discover on your own. But the High Priestess will be of strong guidance for you with your practice. Leo, Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so Leo, we're dealing with confidence, creativity, self-expression. But here we have the Ace of Pentacles. So what we see here with this card, with the Ace of Pentacles, is again a different way of how they approach things, but taking a more of a personal investment, not doing it for everyone else, but doing it for you. If you're working on something, if you're working on yourself, or if you're working on your projects, let's take a different perspective. let's do it more to create results that will benefit people, not creating results that will make people go, wow, that was great what this person did. This person, has all of this experience, so on and so forth. But we want to see something that will influence people at a longer term, okay? Because Leo will have to start putting more value and more investment and time into what they're working on. Again, that could include themselves, relationships, or work. Virgo, 10 of Pentacles. So here, Virgo is all about work and service and being there for people, doing things to help support people. And so with this 10 of Pentacles in the month of Virgo, okay, we did Leo. Now with Virgo, we're looking at full circle. We're looking at all the work that was done, all the investment, all the effort. Okay, remember Virgo thinks more at a rational level, more that's practical, because they are ruled by Earth. So all those foundational perspectives and efforts that were made, things that weren't really over the top. Virgo is very particular, so they utilize their tools, their materials, whatever's around them, to the best interest of other people. Virgo really doesn't think about themselves. They tend to think more about other people. And so by being of service and for doing all that work and being very precise with things, we start seeing the success come from those efforts. Okay, again, they rule the 6th house. Okay, it's how we take care of our health, how we work with other people, also our habits, what we do on a regular daily basis. Okay, Virgo can also represent patterns that are repetitive, patterns that they feel is in their best interest, but could maybe be a little bit more on the obsessive side, like constantly putting things in order. If something falls down that isn't too much of importance, they have to pick it up and maybe do some rearranging around it. They have to do it at that moment. Okay, Libra. We're talking about relationships, the Maiden of Wands. So here with the Maiden of Wands with Libra, what we're seeing here is how Libra's an air sign. They rule the 7th house of relationships. For the month of Libra, we could see this card being, again, one of putting more energy into a partnership, into work, but doing it from a different perspective. Whenever you get the Maiden or the Princess or the Page, these are individuals with the Court cards. These are individuals that are entities that have a fresh look. The Maiden, the Pages, the Princesses, they tend to be associated with the Aces because they are showing beginnings. But here, these are energies that are coming from these individuals and how they want to move forward and how they want to approach things. But with the Maiden, we're taking it from a fresh perspective. Okay? You've learned from experiences, Libra. Now it's time to work with something new. What have you learned from the previous experiences that you could apply to this? Okay, and lastly, Scorpio. We got strength. Okay, so for the month of Scorpio, for example, Scorpio is seen as an intense and very impassioned sign, but this comes with the aspects of water. Okay, and so strength is following our instincts, our animal instincts. Okay, Scorpio already has a psychic intuitiveness to them. But now, when it comes to, let's say, coming out of a situation that was a little overwhelming and maybe daunting, this is where Scorpio can place this energy, is to draw any anger or any of that energy, turn it around and become more self-empowered from it. Okay, so Scorpio in the 8th house with Pluto. Pluto is all about breaking down old habits, old ways, getting down to the root, getting down to the core layer of what's going on, and revealing and showing and letting go. And by letting go and knowing that you're able to do this, this is where Scorpio can build its strength. I'm going to show you the card here of Pluto. It's transforming. This is primarily what Scorpio is all about when it comes to certain aspects of doing things and how they approach certain situations. Okay, so that's an example, okay, of an astrological Wheel of the Year reading. It's pretty much how I would do it, but there was no questions asked for this because I just did this as it happened. But if there is a special emphasis that you want to be more directed on in 2024, this reading could put clarity into it, because we have all of these influences of the houses, the signs, and the planets. That's part of the reading right there. And then the tarot comes in with this, and I can go even more with this. So if you are interested in having an astrological reading for 2024, let me know. And if you have a preference of doing the Western astrology version, which this is, versus sidereal. And I'm thinking sidereal, that could be hard because actually no, because there are no dates set with these cards, so there's not, the cards don't have the actual tropical dates, so I can use any of these cards of sidereal. But the reading for sidereal would be different because of the way the dates are set. So for instance, for Sagittarius, again, I was saying Sagittarius could be November 21st, 22nd to December 20th or 21st. Give or take 1 or 2 days. For sidereal astrology, Sagittarius doesn't start until December 16th and go into January 14th. So right now, sidereal wise, we are still in Scorpio. And then we don't move into Capricorn sidereal wise until January 15th. So with those dates being askew, for those who are familiar with sidereal, I could still do a reading, but the dates are obviously going to be different based on the month of where these signs fall in the sidereal zodiac. Okay, so again, this is a Western astrology reading. This is the astrological tarot reading for the year ahead, Wheel of the Year readings. The next video that I'm going to be posting, we're going to talk about the Witch's Wheel of the Year, which will be less involved, but can still provide lots of guidance. And the Witch's Wheel of the Year focuses more on the energies of the seasons and the elements. Okay, so if you have any questions, let me know. Again, these readings that I have here for the Witch's Wheel of the Year and the Astrological Wheel of the Year, they're at 20% off right now, and that will continue on until the end of January. Okay, so if you want to gift a reading for someone like this, I don't have any gift cards, but you're more than welcome to purchase either one of those 2 readings or any of my other readings if you want to give it as a gift. And just put in the note that you want to do this reading, you want to gift it to someone, and that's totally fine. You would just have to email me to let me know that. Again, it's a gifted reading, and that's fine. But my website it's not allowing me to set up gift cards or gift certificates. All right, so any questions you have, let me know. I'm really excited. I look forward to doing these readings for anyone who is interested. You can reach me on the website, so on and so forth. All that information is in the description. Okay, so stay tuned. Next up will be an example, a demo of the Witch's Wheel of the Year reading. Thanks so much for your support and watching. And again, happy holidays. I'm going to see you all again very soon.